Welcome back to Fourth and Pain, the only football and pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and a weight loss champion. Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker is with me.
Who's next? If you're not listening to Fourth and Pain, then you're next.
Former wrestling announcer and the weight loss champion Chuck Carroll here. Be sure to give the show a follow at Fourth and Pain. Adam, super excited about this. We haven't had our next guest on the show since, gosh, right around the Super Bowl. Lots to catch up on. Goldberg, welcome back to Fourth and Pain, man. How are you?
To be welcomed back with such a wonderful impression of Adam, thank you so much, man.
How did I do?
Guys terribly.
How did I do? Was that
well,
all right?
You did wonderful. You did a lot better than Ryback, though.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Yeah, that's saying much, though.
And so it has begun.
Bingo.
What's been going on, man? I mean, it's been about, 6 months now? Training camp's getting ready to kick off. What's new in your life?
Oh, God, how long we got, 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
We got a couple movies on the horizon. We got a couple of TV shows, hopefully, that are going to hit. And we got, my mainstay, which is a spokesperson for a number of companies, and then my Speed Optima Ultimate Streetcar Invitational show that goes on in November. And, hey, man, it's between that and my midget wrestling appearance, I haven't really been doing anything this summer.
Midget wrestling. Did you wrestle Chuck's family? What happened there?
Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on now.
At the end of the day, man, I do 1 or 2 wrestling type appearances a year. It's something for myself. This last appearance was kind of a giving back opportunity for me. One of my buddies, Johnny Green, runs Micro Championship Wrestling, and he was one of the guys that was kind of instrumental in bringing me up, down at the power plant, and one of the guys who always gave his body for my inventive moves. And he gave me the opportunity to fill the card up with a number of names of former compadres of mine in the wrestling business, and put some money in their pocket and sell some autographs and break some record attendance figures, and it was a good time, man. Between me and the Steiners and the Nasty Boys and Bagwell, it was an interesting time to rekindle relationships that I have not dealt with, in the past 10 years. I haven't seen these guys in a very long time, so
Wow.
It was a lot of fun, man.
Now you say you do a couple of wrestling events a year. So, as you know, you're my favorite wrestler of all time. So if you were to step back in the ring today and have one match with a wrestler of the modern era, a guy who's currently wrestling, if you could pick anybody, who would you have that match against?
I don't know. I'm really not up on the current roster or the situation of like Taker and the old school guys. But obviously, I'd love to have a match with Taker. That was one of the guys that I never even came up as an opponent for myself when I was down up at WWE. I really can't pass judgment on anybody who's on the current roster, new guys, because I really don't. I don't know. So Taker'd be a dream match. Obviously, Austin will be a dream match. And, hell, I beat Rock once and I beat Lesnar once, and it'd always be fun to go against those guys. But if I had to pick one match, obviously, it would be me and Austin.
Speaking with Goldberg here on Fourth and Pain. And Goldberg, I don't know if you had a chance to see something that Adam tweeted out earlier this week. He, got this wild idea by an article that somebody posted on our website to assemble an entire NFL roster based on current WWE wrestlers. So it kind of got us to thinking, knowing that you were going to come on the show, if you were to kind of put together a football team of all-time wrestlers, who are some of the guys that you would want on your team?
Again, I can't really pass judgment on today's roster, but as far as, when I was around and prior to when I was in the business, a number of big tough guys come to mind. Ron Simmons is the first guy I'd draft on my team. There's no doubt about that. People know about his background in Florida State. Defensive lineman, guy was absolutely awesome. Hey, you got to pick Big Show. Put him at center. Put him at left tackle or something. He's got good feet. He's stronger than hell. Obviously, I would pick Ming and Barbarian. I'd probably put them at nose guard, and I don't know, it depends on the defense, but I'd put both of them on the line. Brock, you know, he showed his chops a little bit in professional football, you know, going in training camp. I'd obviously pick him. And Layfield, I have to pick him.
All the tough guys.
Who else? Yeah, definitely all the tough guys, man.
You know.
I'd pick Snuka. I'd give Snuka the ball and dare people to tackle him. Bruiser Brody, definitely have Brody. Ernie Ladd, we obviously know Ernie Ladd had some background in football. You know, Kansas City Chiefs.
What about a kicker? You know, every team needs a kicker.
For some stupid reason, Disco Inferno.
Oh, that is unbelievable. That is
For some
unbelievable.
stupid reason, I would love to see the Disco Inferno as our kicker.
The modern-day Disco Inferno is my kicker, Fandango.
I like you even more now, Adam. That's good.
I love your Disco Inferno. I love that. That was awesome when you said that.
Speaking
That's
with
usually what I tell people, you know, people go, "Are you really who I think you are?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm the Disco Inferno." That's how I introduce it.
There you go. That works. You look so much alike.
Speaking with Goldberg here on Fourth and Pain, Disco Inferno's twin. And, you know, before we let you go, we only have a couple of minutes left. I know that WWE is putting out a DVD of your greatest matches coming out, I think, later on this fall. Have you had an opportunity to pick out any of those matches? And if so, which ones would you want in there?
You know, I haven't had an opportunity. It's not a collaborative effort. It's something that they're putting out without me. But, you know, it is what it is. It's good to have a compilation DVD out there so that the people can actually have one. I mean, there were epic matches throughout my career, I believe, in comparison to other matches that I had. I don't think they would go down in the world of wrestling as epic matches, period. But I say comparatively, you know, Dallas Page, Halloween Havoc, that was probably one of my best matches. Raven and the Flock in Colorado Springs for the World Heavyweight Champion, or for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship belt. You know, anytime I'm in there with Sting, anytime I was in there with the Steiner brothers, there were just, you know, Scott Norton, Sid, there were people that I really liked to get in there and bang it around with, guys who wouldn't cry if you hit them, you know, even though that's not the business we're in. You're supposed to take care of your guy, but every once in a while, you know, you like to make it look as real as humanly possible. And like a lot of people used to say in Japan that it was cool over there because they didn't cry when you hit them. I think the list of guys that I've given pretty much fall into that category. And those are the guys that I'd want on my side. You know, Shelton Benjamin, Ezekiel Jones. Man, I really don't have too much knowledge of anybody else. I guess this Wade Barrett kid's pretty good size. I don't know about his athletic ability or anything like that because I don't watch. So I would say that would be the bulk of my team. And, you know, let me throw Randy Orton in there as my tight end.
There you go. Randy Orton. Adam, what do you think about that roster?
I got to ask him. My tight ends, I'm running a 2 tight end offense. I got The Undertaker and Kane as my tight ends. What do you think about that?
Good luck. Good luck breaking the line on that one. What are you going to do? What are you going to have 6 big shows blocking for you by the time those 2 guys get out to their pattern?
Kind of takes the hands question out of the equation because I wonder, you know, if either one of them could actually hold on to the ball or if they would have hands of stone.
Well, see, that's my problem. That's where I think they would fall a little short, is I don't know. You know, this is coming from a guy who caught his last pass with his face mask, so...
Goldberg here on Fourth and Pain. The final question, as always, to the guest. Anything you want to ask Adam Carriker, go right ahead, my friend.
If you could play any position on the offense, what would it be and why?
Tight end. I've always thought I would be a really good tight end. In high school, actually, I was a quarterback, but for a couple of plays, just because they wanted to give me the ball, they moved me to tight end. I would not have gotten this big. I would have stopped at about 270. I love blocking people. I love catching the ball. It's the only position where you can do a little bit of everything. Receivers just catch, linemen just block. Tight end, you get to do everything.
Goldberg, greatly appreciate your time. It was phenomenal catching up with you, and we hope to have you on again in the future, my friend.
Appreciate it, man.
Always good to talk to you guys, man. Huge fans of both of you, not only because of Adam, what you do on the field, but you're a good dude. And Chuck, man, anybody who's got the perseverance and the wherewithal to lose the amount of weight that you have and still be sane, my hat is off to you, my friend.
Well, thanks, man. I don't know if I still have all of my sanity, but greatly appreciate the kudos. That's Goldberg. This is Fourth and Pain. We'll be right back.